Hello everybody, I am Joy KahNah and welcome to Neptune in the 11th house. Overall, I think that Neptune in the 11th house is a really good placement because it sort of places in your heart and soul this utopian dream for humanity. It gives you a pure desire to be able to join together with groups and with friends in order to bring about positive change in society. In this video, I'm going to talk about what it might feel like if you are in alignment with the highest aspects of Neptune in the 11th, and also what it might feel like if you fall into some of the challenges of Neptune in the 11th. And you may find that you resonate with both the high points and the low points, because as transits happen throughout your life, sometimes the most beautiful aspects of Neptune will be brought out, and sometimes the more challenging aspects will really show up. The 11th house has to do with how we perceive humanity. And in the highest sense, you may see humanity as a large group of souls who are here to have a human experience and to learn and grow. You may be able to sense and feel into that sort of undercurrent of spiritual energy that we're all connected to. You may be able to walk about the streets in a city, and you may have that ability to tune into the fact that we're all in this together. We are all learning and growing our souls. The lower expression of this could be somebody who becomes very, very ungrounded and overly dreamy. And the first sort of expression that came to mind when I thought of this is somebody who really believes like we are all stardust. Sometimes if we get overly focused on this idea that we all come from the stars and that we're all beautiful spiritual beings, it can actually kind of take us away from our path and take us away from the reality of the fact that yes, we are all from the heavens, but yes, we also all have sort of work to do while we're here in this reality. It's important to have a balanced perspective, to be grounded in the fact that yes, we are all spiritual beings, but yes, we are also very much accountable for what we do here in this material plane, and in a way that's part of the beauty. The 11th house also has to do with friendships. In the highest sense, Neptune in the 11th house could bring you an incredible group of friends. You could find amongst your friends wonderful artists, healers, psychics, intuitives, people with a lot of spiritual gifts and spiritual energy. The shadow aspect of this would be attracting to yourself a group of friends who express from the lower levels of Neptune. So this could include friends who have a very strong victim mentality, those who constantly believe that life is against them and who don't really want to be in this world. Additionally, the shadow part of Neptune could bring to you a group of friends who are suffering from addictions or who are using unhealthy means to escape reality. With Neptune in the 11th house, it's very important for us to get feedback about our circle of friends. We can have the tendency to see our friends in a very idealistic manner and to see their souls and to just want to help them in any way that we can. However, it is important to reflect on whether or not your friendships are fair and balanced. No relationship is 100% balanced. However, there should be a give and take in your relationships. When you see the soul in your friends, when you see the light in your friends, know that they should be seeing the light in you, and they should appreciate you just as much as you appreciate them. That's a sign that your friendships are fair and balanced. The 11th house also has to do with those that we attract to us. Specifically, those we attract to us who can help us achieve our dreams. In the highest sense, Neptune in the 11th house could mean that you attract to you these genius types who have incredibly innovative ideas about how to progress humanity. They could be extremely intelligent, the type of person whose intelligence comes from being tapped into a higher power. The lower expression of this could mean that you end up attracting misfits, the type of people who don't want to fit into society and who have some sort of ego attachment to being different, to being weird, and who kind of walk around with this chip on their shoulders. When Neptune is in alignment, you'll find that you feel very connected to everyone, and you'll find within your heart the truth that we are all equals and that we are all in this together. If you find that the people surrounding you, or even that you, start to have a very strong attachment to being different or to being very radical in society, and if you start to feel like it's you against others, or you're better because you're more spiritual, or things like that, that can be a sign that your Neptune in the 11th house has gotten a little bit out of balance. Yes, some of us do have special gifts. In fact, everybody does have some sort of special gift. But ultimately, all of us do originate from the same source. Another point regarding friendships: if your Neptune energy is in harmony, you'll be able to intuit, you'll be able to feel whether friends and colleagues, whether they have your best interest in mind. You'll be able to use your intuition to know if somebody's kind of going behind your back, or if somebody's trying to deceive you. You'll have a very strong gut instinct about others in relation to you. If your Neptune has fallen out of balance, you may become very, very confused, and you may have a very hard time being able to discern whether or not someone is a true friend. In cases like this, it's really important to get feedback from your loved ones, such as your family members or colleagues, and ask them, do you think, insert name here, do you think this person has my best interests at heart? If you lose the ability to intuit what's going on in your relationships, that can be a sign that it's time to actually step back from some of those relationships, to spend a little bit of time in quiet, or a little bit of time in reflection, until you feel like your intuition is back on board. The 11th house also has to do with our role within groups and organizations. In its highest sense, you feel incredibly spiritually connected to the groups that you're a part of. You could feel that you become really unified, and being a part of this sort of group could be truly a spiritual experience. It could be one of the most beautiful aspects of your life to be able to join together and to feel that spiritual loving energy just emanate from the group. In the lower sense, Neptune can actually dissolve boundaries in whatever house that it falls. So when Neptune falls in the 11th house, in the lower sense, this could mean that you actually totally lose yourself in a group. Now, this isn't always a bad thing, especially if the group is something that is truly in alignment with your soul. However, not all groups will really have your best interests at heart. And with this placement, you could find yourself initially drawn into a group that feels mostly in alignment, and then you could really lose yourself in that group, and over time forget who you are and just have totally taken on all the values and beliefs of that group. And that can be really, really dangerous, especially in groups of people who are just not balanced. Speaking of types of groups, with Neptune in the 11th house, you could be a part of an amazing creative group. In fact, if you have Neptune in the 11th house, you should make it a priority to join a group of artists, or join a group of musicians, or join a group of dancers, or at some time in your life to join a group of people who are using their spiritual or artistic or creative or Neptunian abilities. If you have this placement and you've always wanted to learn painting, for example, join up with a group of people who are learning painting and it will be an amazing experience for you. The shadow side of this could mean that you have membership into a group of people who are gathered together sheerly to escape reality. Maybe a group of people who primarily only drink together or only smoke together, or those who are gathered together reaching for that lower side of Neptune. It could even be a group of people who are attached to being victims. Try not to get attached to or pulled down into a group filled with people whose identity is built around being a victim. Again, you could lose your sense of who you really are. Here are some tips for you if you have Neptune in the 11th house. First, do a regular assessment of the friendships in your life. Ask yourself, is this friendship fair and balanced? Are we both giving and receiving in this friendship? Is my friend there for me when I am there for him or her? Or is this a one-sided relationship? Do an inventory with all of your friends every so often to make sure that the relationships aren't being clouded by Neptune's fog. Be honest with yourself about whether you might be trying to rescue any of the people in your life. Next, you'll want to reflect on your dreams. With this placement, it's important to know what your larger spiritual dream is for humanity, but it's also important that you don't get swept up into just visualizing that dream and never doing anything about it. Ask yourself, what is our dream? And then ask yourself, what practical things are we doing to make this dream a reality? So for example, with Neptune in the 11th house, you could be drawn to a group of individuals who meditate for peace together or something like that. And that's a beautiful way to use this Neptune energy. If you are someone like that, though, you also want to ask, what practical things am I doing to bring about this dream of peace? So you want to make sure, if you're doing a meditation for peace together, that you are also taking actions to promote peace in your own life. For example, by not arguing with your friends and family or things like that. From time to time, it's also good to ask yourself, who am I? And have I lost myself within the group? And finally, you want to ask yourself, is my group, be it a group organization or a group of friends or whatever group you identify with, is my membership in this group still serving my soul? Am I growing? Am I feeling in alignment with my soul energy? Am I feeling like my best self by being a part of this group? And if not, it could be time to go seek out groups of people who are a better match for where you're at right now in your personal evolution. So with that, I just want to say thank you all so much for watching today. Many blessings to all of you who have Neptune in the 11th house. And if you like this video, please feel free to come back any Tuesday or Friday for more videos here on the Maya's Dream channel. So thank you again and namaste. Bye.